Ask me the hard-hitting questions.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on the WNBA, and we interviewed Caitlin.
The basketball world was shocked when Caitlin Clark finally spoke out about her new contract in Europe.
Playing for the Indiana Fever, she's ushered in a new wave of WNBA fans. TV ratings and attendance have skyrocketed.
Finds Clark from the logo.
You know how crazy these crowds get, though, when they see that logo 3.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Feels good to hit those?
Occasionally. It's not too bad.
So
I don't mind it.
seriously, though, so you got the ball in your hand.
Yeah.
You're crossing midcourt. What's the decision-making? Pass, pull up. How does that?
Fans and sports commentators were thrilled with anticipation before the WNBA's Rookie of the Year made her decision for the upcoming season on Instagram, following days of floating rumors and intense conjecture. Caitlin Clark's social media pages have been silent since the Indiana Fever's devastating playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun. This has left fans and analysts wondering if she will return, if her incredible rookie season was only the beginning, or if she would take her incredible talent elsewhere.
That's an absolute dime.
And then after that, usually somebody picks me up, but if not, you just got to launch it and hope for the best, you know? Hope it goes in, and let it fly. That's what people love. So you got to give them what they want.
Clark broke down the mechanics and biomechanics behind that signature
Signing up
shot.
for this. There we go. Yeah.
It's the same motion, basically, right? But you're just using more leg?
Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm not, people probably wouldn't consider me very big to play in the WNBA. Like, I'm not quite 6 foot, like, not the strongest. So I think just, having good balance is definitely the most important thing. I think a lot of really good shooters would probably tell you the same thing. But yeah, using your legs, like, it can't be all upper body. It's got to be your legs. So
A few days ago, the Indiana Fever star broke her silence by reflecting on her first season in an emotional Instagram post. Her heartfelt remarks sent shockwaves through the WNBA. The intrigue grew every day.
Caitlin Clark last night finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time. Because we could talk about her WNBA season, and we will, but her final season at Iowa was something to behold, and she went right from that into the WNBA season. I mean, right away. As soon as her college season ended, just days later, she was drafted by the Indiana Fever. And I just remember being at the Combine in early March. That was the talk of the town. In addition to what we were seeing out of the Pacers and the Combine being there, it's like Caitlin Clark's coming here, the Big Ten.
Hey, keep checking back as we examine the implications of Caitlin's for the Indiana Fever and the WNBA.
On the handoff, go with Caitlin Clark. That's why Aaliyah Boston can make that spin move and attack the basket. So the impact of Caitlin and Kelsey Mitchell on the floor opens things up.
I miss doing women's sports with you. We don't get to do it as often as we used to. So here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is going to be fine. Yeah. Okay, there's 2 things that stand out to me. She just played this team, right? And so she understands the athleticism, the footwork, the speed of Dejanay Carrington. And she's just in her 4th WNBA game as a professional athlete. Even as a rookie, she's been guarded by the best players so far. She's still drawing double teams. And I thought Indiana did a better job of playing fast. I thought in her first few games, too much pounding the rock. This is not Iowa Part B varsity version. This is WNBA basketball. She's moving faster. Her teammates are doing a better job of finding her. She's getting looks off the move where she doesn't have to work as hard. And so it's only up from here. This was a great sign. Her most efficient night. Turnovers were down.
Let me just say this too, because we're talking about the Indiana Fever and we have the Pacers that are playing in the Eastern Conference.
Her Instagram post marked the start of a season that drastically altered what it meant to be a WNBA rookie. It portrayed the story of a player who totally exceeded expectations, transformed basketball, and left everyone in awe of her talent and accomplishment.
Or showing the game last night in which the Fever got swept by the Connecticut Sun last night. They showed a montage of her year. And they showed a montage of her year when she passed Pistol Pete Maravich. She owns the record for most points scored in men's and women's Division I. and she set every record you possibly can set for Iowa, for women's basketball.
As I think back on the previous year or my life, I am overcome with thankfulness. In her tweet, Clark thanked everyone who helped her fulfill her childhood ambition and said, "See you all in year 2." Additionally, Clark reaffirmed what many fans and commentators had been expecting since her team's playoff elimination, that she was staying put and what made her season so incredible.
We're excited to be here. I've never had to give an opening statement before, so this is a first for me and a large crowd. But like I said, I'm super happy to be here. Thank you to the Fever, the Pacers. This is a dream come true. Like, these are the moments you dream of. Obviously, Tamika Catchings is here. Like, that's pretty incredible. Somebody I grew up idolizing.
Yes, yes.
But like I said, after I got drafted, like, I can't think of a better place for myself to start my career. A place that loves basketball, supports women's basketball, and an organization that really does things the right way, has championship pedigree. So I'm just very thankful that they have a belief in me. And obviously my parents are here today. My 2 brothers aren't here. My little brother had to go back to school. He actually missed his flight out of New York City after the draft. So I think he did it on purpose, but thankful for them, and, couldn't be happier to be here. So thank all of you for coming, and I can't wait to get started.
Caitlin Clark set an astounding 62 records in her rookie campaign, proving her legendary impact on the sport and reaffirming her status as a basketball powerhouse. But breaking records wasn't the only goal. She completely altered the course of events.
Caitlin, Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, let's start doing it to me and we'll get along just fine. So, question is, you didn't have to turn pro. I kind of thought you would no matter what, but how much did Indiana have the number 1 overall pick? Because of the things you said and the driving distance to Iowa, just everything. I'm just wondering what role that might have played.
Yeah, it definitely played a huge role, and I actually played at the exact same time as the draft lottery on the night it happened. I'm not sure exactly who we were playing, but I was hoping that Indiana got the first pick. It would have made my life a lot better. So when I saw that, I was pretty excited. And, obviously that's not every single reason of, why I wanted to.
Let's look at the figure she shared, which had analysts and statisticians scrambling to come up with the best explanation. The Indiana Fever guard scored 19 points a game on average. 8.44 assists, 6 rebounds, and 1.3 steals per game are outstanding stats for a rookie. Her ability to help the players around her was demonstrated by her 337 assists, which set a new record for the most in a single season. But there's more. Caitlin Clark demonstrated her exceptional vision and playmaking abilities as she finished a single game with 19 assists. Additionally, she achieved the first-ever rookie record of 2 triple-doubles. To put it briefly, Caitlin Clark turned the league into her own playground. Her impact went beyond the numbers. The struggling Indiana Fever Club was glad to have Clark on board.
Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year odds have become so high that there is currently only one sports book that will even allow you to vote on Rookie of the Year. MGM Bet is currently the only platform that you can vote on Rookie of the Year, and they have Caitlin Clark's odds at negative 10,000. And to put the icing on the cake, just last night, Caitlin Clark made her 86th three-point field goal of the season, which set a new record for three-pointers made by a rookie in WNBA history. The previous record was set by Ryan Howard in 2020.
The squad achieved its first 20-win season since 2015 and a 20 league record under her leadership. More importantly, the Fever qualified for the postseason for the first time in 8 years. Fever supporters now have more hope thanks to Caitlin Clark.
NBA record for threes in a season is currently held by Sabrina, and that number is 128 threes. So with the Fever having 9 more regular season games left, and I'm not sure if this is just like a regular season record or includes playoffs, but Caitlin Clark would have to average a little over 4 three-pointers in a game in order to break this record. It's doable, and especially if their team goes into the playoffs. But not only with this 3-point record, with her assist record, with her triple-double record, and just the impact that Caitlin Clark has had on the WNBA and on the Fever team this season, there has still been some debate on who will become Rookie of the Year. We talked about Angel Reese a couple videos ago and how she is holding her own on the rebounding side, and she is shattering records, both WNBA and NBA records, with the amount of rebounds that she grabs per game. But if you look at these two players in their totality, it really is a no-brainer as who deserves Rookie of the Year this.
In addition to helping the Indiana Fever win games, her engaging on-court demeanor won over fans, boosting attendance and merchandise sales. All of a sudden, the squad was a television must-watch.
24, 10, and 10, her second career triple-double. What stood out to you about the way she got this triple-double in your eyes?
For me, what I liked from Clark and quite honestly the Indiana Fever team is that even though they entered halftime with 11 turnovers, they were able to get that composure back, and they actually turned over Los Angeles, the Sparks, more turnovers than they had. So I love the composure that we're seeing. I love that this is a team that's still growing, and I think they're starting to figure out who their players are, who their go-to players are. Even when you have an Odyssey Sims that drops 20 points for a Sparks team that, has been struggling this season, Indiana found a way to win. They found their composure throughout this game, and I think that bodes well for them, knowing that they already punched their ticket to the...
Clark showed that she could assist others around her in nearly every game by providing opportunities for them to score points and opening up the floor in ways that defenses couldn't stop.
I was listening to the broadcast. You heard that this backcourt has been the hottest thing in the WNBA since the Olympic break. And I do think that time together with this crew, that trio, as you mentioned, has been critical. We heard so many veterans, retired players, active players say that Caitlin Clark and likely the Indiana Fever were going to need time. It wasn't going to be instantaneous like your, instant coffee that you drink in the morning. No, we want this to be a nice Cuban coffee with a nice punch in there. And I think that's what we're seeing. It's not that this is not a talented team. You've got two back-to-back #1.
The awards arrived just as fast as the records were shattered, and she was almost universally selected as the WNBA Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese's domination on the court for the Indiana Fever is further demonstrated by the fact that she garnered the most votes of any player during the All-Star game.
Ruko said, Caitlin Clark is possessed. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. At times, she was unconscious. For me, watching that game, it's one of those games where you can't even be mad. Like, you can't even be mad at Caitlin Clark. You can't hate on her. You can't say anything negative about the way she performed. There's not one thing you could take away from that and be like, oh, she was this, or oh, she didn't do that. She checked every single box. That's why Kim Mulkey hugged her so aggressively at the end of the game, because it's like, dang, you did great. I can't stand it, but I love you for it. Like, Kim Mulkey even gave her an aggressive hug when the game is over. That's how you know it was real. You know how you dap somebody up just aggressively because you're like, yeah, that was great. I can't stand you for it, but I can't say anything bad about it. She was poised. She was under control. She manipulated the defense left and right. She got to her...
It was another proof that she could enthrall onlookers while defending herself against the most powerful players in the league.